with Miami coach Anthony Noreen after a 3-2 win in the Division 4 final. I'll take some questions.
Coach, got a lot of questions for you that are running through my head, but the first one, just because it's so fresh, how about those last 5, especially last 3 minutes, and what was that atmosphere like?
Yeah, it was what you would expect the final to be. You know, why we came here. We wanted to feel what that would be like to be in a regional final where you're playing a playoff game and hopefully playing a different opponent to move on or to win a championship the next day. And that was our goal. That was our goal in coming here. Obviously, the student athlete experience and all of that, but really it was, we haven't felt playoff hockey, and we felt that was important, and that was exactly what playoff hockey felt like. Every face-off, every battle, every moment, you had to earn it. Obviously, that was an excellent team, and at the same time, a lot of emotions are going through of what led up to that, and the different guys and guys selling out and guys blocking shots and the energy on the bench. And again, you chase those moments. Like that's our life. That's the life we've chosen is to do everything we can when no one else is watching, so that those moments can happen. At least you have a chance to get one of those moments, and it's a moment these guys will never forget. And it makes everything worthwhile.
Beyond the intensity on the ice, the intensity in the arena, the whole game. I mean, like practically a sellout and tons of people here. The energy in the building was intense. How did it feel for you on the bench and for the players on the bench?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that roar before, obviously Union had to get a big roar, but the roar we got every time they asked who's back in Miami was incredible. I mean, obviously there was a lot of people that both sides won over, and I think that's kind of something you maybe worry about at a neutral site sometimes is, are the people really going to be into it? But yeah, they were clearly into it.
Mateo Giampa, you can almost write an entire story about his game. He scores the goal, he gets the penalty, looks like he's hurt, they're both going on the bench, and then he scores the game-winning goal. How do you assess this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's what he came here for. It's what he came here for. Again, for moments like this, games like this, to be able to showcase himself, and I thought he did a tremendous job all weekend of just showcasing what we love about him, or what we think guys eventually at the next level will love about him and want, just his speed, his skill, but his work, his work. And he's a phenomenal teammate. And again, you talk about someone that puts in the time and is intentional with what he does. Just really proud of him. And obviously, there's a lot that he needs to keep doing to make it to the highest level, but that's what he's here for. He's here to keep growing, and we feel like he's just continues to go in the right direction.
How'd you keep the emotions in check of everyone? Because there was the Morozov penalty, there's his penalty, and just keep that energy positive.
Yeah, and obviously, the ebbs and flows of the game were a lot of times around the special teams. Like, we felt like we had all the momentum. We get the 2 power plays, we don't score, and then it was like they were on us. That kind of changed the momentum of the game. And I thought at the media, Troy did an unbelievable job of, he brought that power play in before that 3rd power play and just kind of was honest with him. He was honest with him about the situation that we needed him, and they go out and score a goal, and that was huge. I mean, we needed that to get us back going. But having said that, you love that. We felt it a lot of times during that game. You're up 2-1, you give up the lead, they're pushing, and I think the sentiment across our bench was like, boys, every one of us would have taken this. If you had told us 2 days ago or even this morning or before we came here, we'd be in a tie game in the 3rd period for a final and a chance to win, well, I'll take it. So let's just, we continued. I don't guess to see, we rolled our lines, everyone was going over the boards, so everybody got to experience. There wasn't a guy that didn't go over the boards in that last 6-7 minutes. So it was, those are scars, those are miles that you're going to have, and an experience they'll never forget.
We talked about Giampa and the energy that he brings and the talent he brings, but the other Mateo throwback was incredible all weekend. The saves that he was making, he made some diving, phenomenal saves both nights. What do you say about his performance?
Yeah, I think, am I right that they named him MVP of the tournament? Was that the award? Well deserved. Obviously gets a shutout last night. I thought he made some big time saves, especially in the 2nd period, to keep it tied, and then when we were up to keep it 2-2. The 2 goals that go in, I don't think any goalie in the world's stopping those tips. And then the scramble at the end, I didn't know how many got to the net, but talking to the guys, it sounded like a couple did, and found a way. Obviously, really, really happy for him and proud of him. And you said it, both Mateo showed up when we needed him.
Kind of lost in this is Casper Nassen. He seemed to play a little different role, got more involved in different ways. and you get a big time goal, obviously, as well.
Yeah, I mean, our biggest thing, and Troy specifically, like working with him as the forward coach, has been we want and feel like there could be more with this 5-on-5 game. Obviously, we all see his 1T on the power play, but like there's got to be more than that. And I thought he was physically imposing. I thought he held on to a lot of pucks. He protected a lot of pucks, spent time in the offensive zone, and there was a reason when, we had that defensive zone situation where it was 5-on-5 and we knew they were going to go 6-on-5 out of it, that he was one of the guys that we put on the ice. Like we just felt 5-on-5, he was a guy that was dialed in on both sides of it all weekend, and it's really exciting to see the direction as a big body who was just kind of I don't want to say he was a total one-dimensional player, but that was his strength, really rounding out his game. And again, the future in what he could potentially be is exciting.
Particularly in the second period, you could kind of catch glimpses of the transition game that Union has. We talked about the speed that your guys have and their ability to use that extra ice, but it seemed like Union showed glimpses of that, but your guys neutralized that in a big way. How were you able to limit their transition game so much?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I said it last night. Like, they're a good team. They're extremely well coached. They're extremely organized, detailed. A lot of what we thought of their game, watching them, reminded us of a lot of what we do. Playing fast, getting pucks north, attacking in transition, attacking off turnovers. Obviously, when you're playing a team like that, it's a little bit of battle of wills. Who's going to break first? But the other thing is we practice that way. You watch us play, I mean, how much we go up and down the ice and why we sprint out of drills and why we have the habits and the details that we have that we hold guys accountable to is for moments like that. But I thought our work to get back and not give up numbers and protect the middle of the ice and to shut down line rushes against, right till the very end was, there wasn't a guy that missed a stride. And as a coach, that's all you can really ask for.
How much better did the staff and everyone here make this? This is some of the nicest people I've ever met. Never met nicer staff. They can give you a trophy to push nose, all that.
Yeah, just an absolutely first-class experience. A number of people asked me today, just, they want to know, is there anything we can do better? And I've just told them, like, guys, this was everything you promised and more. Everything you told us it would be and more. And from the hotel to the meals to the lodging to the atmosphere of the games, which is what we'll remember the most. But, in sheer, you could tell the excitement about them, that it was a great game and people got to experience that. And they were excited for our guys. Even though you're only around them these couple days, like, you feel like some of them are part of it, and they've seen you, and they're doing your laundry, and they're doing everything they can to help you. So for any team that ever calls me and asks, I would give this 2 thumbs up as far as an unbelievable experience. Obviously, winning helps, but for all 4 teams that came and staffs and family, it was pretty special.